the Worldwide Developer Conference from Apple. So a lot of y'all missed it. Some of y'all are so stubborn and stuck in your ways because you think that just because you got an Android that you're not supposed to be paying attention to what's going on with Apple. And I'm telling you that you're making a mistake. I'm telling you you're making a mistake. Shout out to Master Investor because we go back and forth. A lot of y'all not familiar with Master Investor. But we follow each other on Instagram and we comment back and forth and we tap in with each other. He's actually one of the guys on Earn Your Leisure and he talks a lot about stocks and investments. And so we go back and forth and we talk about that stuff behind the scenes. He's down on PayPal. I think that PayPal is a good buying opportunity. So we talk about a lot of the different things. But one thing that we can agree on is that Apple is quite possibly the greatest publicly traded company of all time, right? Now, that's not a stretch. And again, it doesn't matter where your allegiance is as far as what you like most. As far as what you like most from the different developers and stuff like that. What matters is whether or not they actually add value and what it is that they putting out and how you compare it to other things that's coming out like the Quest over at Facebook and things like that, right? So I want to get into it and I want to review the video to give y'all a quick cliff note, and it's based off of an ad video that they then shared because obviously I watched the whole developer conference. I've seen the new MacBook. I think it was the MacBook Air, updates that they had to the tower, all of that other type of stuff. But this was the transformational product. This is what Tim Cook is releasing that is basically his signature stamp and his signature product during his tenure with Apple, right? And I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the money aspect of it. I want to talk about the pricing of it and what my expectations is for it while we get into the video. So make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I will be reading super chats throughout the show. Thank you to everybody that continues to hold me down. We're going to continue to rock out. We're going to do great things, and we're going to get it popping. So this is basically, for those of you that have not seen the ad, this is basically what they call the Apple Vision Pro, right? And it is AR glasses that you place over your eyes, and then it changes how it is that you're experiencing both in person and in reality things that you're seeing through the glasses. And so I want to give you a really quick preview of what it was that they showed or talked about in depth at the developer conference.
Introducing Apple Vision Pro. The era of spatial computing is here.
Now, the interesting thing about these right now, what you're seeing right now, her, based off of what they explained, you see her eyes, but her eyes are actually, those aren't actually her eyes that you're looking at. That is a screen that is showing her eyes to the person that is looking at her. That is some innovative shit. And they've been working on this for years, long, prolonged. The thing I love about Apple is they never actually release a product until they're ready for it to be and have the best user experience for the general public. They don't just drop it in order to be first to do it. They wait until they master it. And it's a lot of sensors. It's two different chips. It's the R1 chip plus the M2 chip that allows for this to be able to be powered. And basically, again, the eyes that you're seeing is a projection, but it's actually a screen that's showing it to you that make you, as the person that's interacting with the person that got the goggles on, feel more comfortable with the person that you're looking at, right? Because it blacks out when they're looking at certain things or they're interacting with certain things within the goggles, but then it actually shows you the person's eyes, or it projects to you the person's eyes when they can see you. I think that that's dope. That's incredible.
When you put on Apple Vision Pro, you see your world and everything in it. Your favorite apps live right in front of you, but now they're in your space. This is VisionOS, Apple's first ever spatial operating system. It's familiar, yet groundbreaking. You navigate with your eyes. Simply tap to select, flick to scroll, and use your voice to dictate.
So basically, what you're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is all of the things that Apple has been working on and putting together. And this is the beautiful thing about this company that I love so much, is that a lot of times y'all will see a lot of this technology prematurely come out. Like when Apple's chip first came out, you were thinking, well, you know, they're just replacing the chips, the M1 chip, the M2 chip, and all of these more powerful chips in order to be able to lock out Intel or to be able to control their products more effectively. They were doing and manufacturing these chips and mastering their ability to do so. Again, remember, it always comes back to the money, because it's then going to feed into and power future products that they don't have to depend on outside sources in order to ensure that they're successful, right? When you're looking at a lot of these technologies, when you look at how Siri is integrated into things, when you're looking at these chips, when you're looking at how it is that they choose the materials that they use in, the screens that they're using, the resolution, when you're looking at the integration into the operating system, and that everything is interconnected, when you're looking at AirDrop, when you're looking at the services division, when you're looking at Apple TV, right? Apple TV is largely going to be, and the services division is largely going to be the things that benefit the most, not based off of the goggles, right? Because remember, when Apple first dropped the Apple Watch, I don't even have my Apple Watch on me. When Apple first dropped the Apple Watch, most people thought that it was an opportunity in order for them to detach themselves with their phone. It wasn't, because Apple doesn't want you to detach yourself from the services division. What it was an opportunity for them to be able to insert into a different field that they didn't have control over yet: healthcare. Most people that are paying attention to Apple Watches, they're using it for fitness, they're using it for healthcare, they're using it to be more efficient in what it is that they're doing, and they're leaning into healthcare. And when you start to see the trend of where it is that they're going and the applications that they're developing, and how it is that they're continuing to integrate and add additional features into the watches and the future versions of it, they're basically taking over industries. I wouldn't be surprised in the next version or two that Apple is able to get your blood sugar reading somehow with their Apple Watch and up in an entirely new industry as a result of it. When you see certain things take place, see, I don't just look at it and say, oh, goggles, oh man, new iPhone or something like that. I don't look at that. I look at the opportunities and how much more they're going to add to the value of the company because of certain technologies and ways in which they're integrating the way in which they're developing products to the company. I don't look at Apple versus Google. As a matter of fact, if you really understood what Apple was doing, you would understand that Google was actually paying Apple in order to be the default web browser or the search engine when you start to type things in and sit, even if you look on Safari. Even if you're not using a Chrome app and you're using Safari, Google actually pays Apple billions of dollars every single year in order to be the default search engine for this phone. It's not an either or, it's an and. It's an if and with Apple. And that's the difference. They're looking to control the ecosystem and then upend industries. This product is not just a product that's supposed to be innovative. You got to pay attention to what it is that they're going to be using this for. This is not just for you to be sitting on airplanes or for you to be interacting with people, right? Well, let me play a little bit more of the video.
From other people. When someone else is in the room, you can see them and they can see you.
And those eyes is not even, that's a screen that she's seeing.
Because you're not limited.
Do you know what the porn industry is going to do with these glasses? Y'all going to be sitting there. When they was doing this, I was thinking to myself, oh my God, it's going to be so many. The dudes that's getting boxed out here in real life, they're going to get more boxed than ever. Shout out to Mike Jones. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat. They're going to be getting more boxed than ever now. They're going to be getting more boxed than ever. Because the dudes that got the glasses on that ain't trying to see what these modern women is talking about, oh man, it's going to be a more immersive experience than ever before. Hey, be careful who glasses you borrow. But for those of y'all that see your friend that got goggles, be careful who goggles you wearing, because it might be a little bit weird. Yo, you know how immersive the gaming experience is going to be with these goggles on? By not just watching the TV, but having it around you. The different things that they displayed over at Disney as far as what the possibilities of these glasses were. Man, it's mind blowing the type of stuff that they're going to have. Your ability to even be able to go into certain theme parks and experience it, or the NBA using their applications in order to bring you more immersive experiences in the game so that you can pay more money for what it is that you're seeing on the court. The possibilities is endless, but people can't envision it. And so they only see the product, they only see the price line. They don't understand what's going to come along with it.
By a display. Apps live in your space. Your photos can be life-size, or any size. So your living room becomes a gallery. And panoramas wrap around you as if you're right where you took them.
You know what the gaming experience, with the court experience, with the concert experience, do you know how you're going to be able to go to a festival and experience certain people and how much more money that they're going to have as a result of it because you're actually there in a more immersive situation from the living room of your own home? It's going to be crazy, man.
Apple Vision Pro is Apple's first ever 3D camera. Now, you can capture photos and videos with remarkable depth.
I already thought about what I was going to be doing in the streets with them and the type of content I'm going to be recording. See, my stuff is going to be a business expense. Don't worry about it. Let me fast forward it.
Experiences on Vision Pro can also expand in 3 dimensions, filling the entirety of your space.
That's crazy.
Like in the mindfulness app.
You know how, think about this, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's talk about it back from a business perspective. Let's bring it back to the money, right? When you see this as an investor, and this is the thing that I teach y'all to do inside of the Patreon. When you see this, ask yourself this. This is the first question that I start asking myself as I was watching this developer conference. How many industries are going to be upended as a result of it, meaning disrupted, and how many industries are going to benefit as a result of it? Let me say it one more time. How many industries are going to be upended and how many industries are going to be benefited as a result of it? I'll give you one industry that I know for a fact is going to suffer immensely. The movie theater industry. As though they weren't already suffering and reeling because they never really came back from the pandemic. Because now movie houses like Disney and whoever else is going to be all in on adding more experiences because they're going to be the beneficiaries, because if you're going to have their applications and you're going to have more of an immersive experience, the movie industry is going to suffer immensely because you're going to have a better experience in your own living room than if you was to go to the movie theater. Oh, it's much different than Oculus. It's a much, much different experience than Oculus. I have the Oculus, and based off of what I'm seeing here, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm telling you. You know what else industry is going to be disrupted? Healthcare. You know how much more efficient doctors are going to be within hospitals as a result of being able to look at this? You know what else is going to be upended? Education. The education industry. Look, do you know that schools and industries are struggling more than ever with costs? And one of the things that they're trying to do is drive down costs while drive up revenue, which means that they no longer have to be in a building or offer the majority of their courses on a campus, but to be able to give you a more immersive experience based off of using stuff like this is going to be Look how much Apple has already disrupted the education industry as far as with the iPad. Every school that you see, from kindergarten all the way up until college, the primary use for it. My daughter has both an iPad and an iMac because that's the standard in her school. She got it. She carries her iPad for one thing and she carries her iMac for something different. I'm telling you, there is so many different investment opportunities as far as different stocks and different companies. If you are invested in anything, I mean anything, Pay attention to and this is why you want to look at these developer conferences. This is why you want to see what's going on from a technology perspective. You want to see what's going on with Apple. It's not an Apple versus Android. It's your portfolio versus your net worth. And so you want to look for the opportunities to invest in the companies that you want to get away from that can't adapt fast enough to actually be able to embrace the technology and is going to be disrupted by something else. Because if you don't adapt, you die. I'm telling you. Let me play a little bit more of this.
Where you can create a moment of calm. Apple Vision Pro brings the scale and wonder of a movie theater to whatever space you're in. It automatically darkens and casts a beautiful glow into the room. And you can make the screen as big as you want.
Look at that shit.
Spatial audio surrounds you and makes you feel like you're a part of the
You got
action.
spatial audio, fam? Come on, bro.
And for an extraordinary cinematic experience, you can bring in a beautiful environment and make your screen feel 100 feet wide.
You ain't got to worry about getting shot at the movie theater or none of that. Now, I like going out and interacting with people in real life, so I'm still going to be going out and all of that other type of stuff. But, man, listen, I already plan on spending $11,000, $10,500 for one for me, one for my wife, one for my daughter. One for me, one for my wife, one for my daughter. I'm telling you, it's it. It's over. It's over for some of these industries. That's it, man. That is it. It's here. It's now. It's right now.
Vision Pro is a wonderful way to play
Gaming.
your favorite games. Just connect your controller and play on a massive screen with incredible audio.
Now, ask yourself this question. Since we're talking about industries that's being disrupted, TVs. I got a 75-inch TV right behind me. It don't even look that big because the wall is huge right there. That's a 75 right there, right? You can't tell me that manufacturers of TVs and screens, who are the manufacturers of these screens? I'll give you another thing. When you talk about camera systems, all of the different camera systems inside of these products, such as the Apple Vision Pro and all of your iPhone, did you know that overwhelming majority of these camera systems is Sony? I bet you didn't know that. I bet you thought that Apple manufactured their own cameras and their own little gadgets within the camera. This is a Sony product. When you see Sony at the EES conference or whatever it is that they got conferences going on, and they're showing the new cars and all of this other type of stuff, they're showing off their technology because it's a part of what's being integrated inside of the newest products that's being manufactured. TVs, gaming, theaters, porn, everything is going to continue to evolve and change. Everything. Intel is already suffering because of Apple continuing to make their own chips. Now you got to start looking at all of the companies that support it. Who are their manufacturers? Who are the people that they got contracts with? Who's going to be making some of the stuff some of the smallest components that go into that? That's the research that you guys need to be doing. Go and watch the video inside of the Patreon, the 8 things that I look for when I'm looking to invest in a company. Who are they partnering with? That's the stuff that you don't have to necessarily invest in Apple alone. You can also invest in the different companies that they're partnering with in order to continue to be successful. How is your workflow going to change in your office? And how can you innovate? How can you add value into what it is that you're doing within your own business? How is this going to affect the restaurant industry? Is it going to affect the restaurant industry? Is it going to affect the ability for you to be able to work more efficiently? These are the things that we want to ask our questions about so that we can make more informed decisions on how it is that we need to invest our resources. Let me fast forward a little bit.
Browsing the internet feels new.
Oculus has different controllers. You don't even have to use a controller. You're literally just using your eyes and hand gestures in order to operate this thing.
And Safari expands so you can see all your open tabs. Your favorite apps from Apple and the App Store are there. You can arrange them however you like and work seamlessly across them.
Shit. That's enough. I don't need to see no more. I don't need to see no more. All I know is everything is going to be upended. And if you are not at the forefront of understanding how things are going to change, you are going to be left behind. And I'm tired of people being left behind. I'm tired of people not actually being able to leverage these opportunities that's in front of them because they're so busy focused on what's wrong with it or how it is. It's already here. It's already here. And you don't want to be on the outside looking in and having these conversations talking about, I should have, I could have, I would have. If I could have got into that company at this particular price point. This is the stuff that we talk about inside of the Patreon and in the Discord. Make sure y'all tap into that Teach Pack, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. Make sure you shout out Teach Hanley and tell him Anton Daniels sent you.